Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Rundown. We're back. It's been a while. I kind of got busy and then just decided to not record anymore, and then I ended up taking down the YouTube and TikTok. So we're back again. And then in today's episode, we're just kind of going back and looking back at how the first half of the season for the MLB teams have gone. Go back, and I already have grades for all of them. They'll go out on TikTok after this is done. So after I record, I will go ahead and post these out. So we'll go ahead and jump right into it. So we'll go ahead and get into the AL East. I'll go ahead and put this on the screen. So Tampa Bay, I'm just going to go ahead and go into reasons why I gave teams the grades that they did. Tampa, they've been probably the best team in the American League, in my opinion. I think that they've gone this whole season. They are the organization that makes something out of nothing. Like, this is the organization that is able to find talent year after year that you don't think of, but they can make the most out of people. And they have a superstar in Junior Caminero. They have guys like Yandy Diaz and Jonathan Aranda. And then the pitching, you have Brian Baker, Drew Rasmussen, and guys like that who can really, take the team over the edge. And that's kind of where they are. And they're like one of 4 or 5 teams I think I gave an A+ to, and I think that they've really earned it. And I'm just going to kind of pull up the numbers here. And like, you got Yandy Diaz, who's hitting 272 or 322. Sorry. You got Caminero, who's hitting 20, who has 28 home runs, and then Aranda leads the team in RBIs with 64. And then on the pitching side, like, I say Drew Rasmussen, and then it's really been Nick Martinez who leads the team in ERA and wins with 265 and then 8. But you still got guys like Shane McClanahan, Griffin Jacks, and guys like Steven Matz still helping out the team. The leader in WAR for the pitchers is currently Nick Martinez. And then you go to the hitting side, and you still have Caminero, Diaz, Chandler Simpson. He still hasn't hit a home run, but his speed is amazing for this team. Leads the team in stolen bases with 22. And you have guys like Cedric Mullins. He's not doing great, but he's been kind of average, and that's just kind of how it needs to be. Like I wouldn't say that's what it needs to be, but he's been average, and he's not hurting them in any way, so can't really dock him there. But they do well with nothing, and that's kind of one of the things I admire about the organization. And I don't know, get into them. And then going back to like the Yankees, like I gave a C to. Like, they're the Yankees. They'll be above 500 usually, but they haven't been playing great lately. And it's just, I wouldn't say it's a lost season, but they need to go out and make moves. Because I'm just like, Ben Rice has had an incredible year. He's probably one of the MVP favorites right now. And then you got Cody Bellinger, who leads the team in WAR. He's an all-star as well. Not really doing well when it comes to hitting the ball over the wall. He only has 11. And that's still behind guys like Paul Goldschmidt and Jazz Chisholm. But Ben Rice has really been carrying this team. And then Trent Grisham, he's been he's still been kind of serviceable. Goldschmidt and his, I feel like he's going to retire soon. I feel like this year he hasn't been bad. He's put up over a win, and then um, Aaron Judge. I mean, he's been kind of hurt, but um, he hasn't really been driving in a lot of runs when he has played. Ryan McMahon still kind of struggled there as well. Um, and then you get to the pitching side, and Cam Schlittler, he's been fantastic. He's probably one of the two Cy Young favorites right now. Max Fried, he's been fine. It's just they got to do better, and I think they will. But the Yankees. They're not my cup of tea. I'm a Royals fan. I don't really like them at all. But oh no, I think they could get back to where they were. They got to improve. They probably have to go out and buy, maybe get another alfalfa or another. You could argue they could go out and get a catcher because Austin Wells has been terrible for them this year, and that's one of the things that's holding them down. Wells had a great year last year, and he was fine the year before a little bit, but he's been kind of holding them down. So the Yankees they've kind of been average for Yankees. But then we get into Boston, and I gave him a D plus, and before this last month or so, I probably would have given them an F. But they've kind of turned it around a little bit. They're still low because they're underperforming, and they never should have gotten in this position. This team's kind of been unserious the entire year. But you got Wilyer Abreu, he's been amazing. Currently leading the team in WAR is Ceddanne Rafaela. He's been fine, and he's a great fielder as well. Wilson Contreras, who's an all-star and is in the home run derby tonight. I'm recording this right before the derby, so as that's going on, if I kind of spoil what happens, then that's what happens. But Contreras, obviously, he's an all-star. He's been great. Caleb Durbin, he's turned it around a lot. If you play MLB The Show, I use his card quite often, and I like that card a lot. But yeah, Boston's they're kind of a mystery, and I really think that they could still get into the playoffs. They have on the pitching side, Sonny Gray, he's been lights out pretty much the whole year. He's 11-1. Connolly Early, he's been pretty good this year, and then Peyton Tully, he's been great for what it's worth. I shouldn't say he's been great. He's been good. Ranger Suarez has been kind of holding down the fort with Crochet being out, and I really think that's kind of hammered this team down a little bit because they're really missing him, and then you get into the back end, and Chapman's been fantastic, and that's not really going to change, I don't feel like. But this team could buy, they could sell. This will probably be like next week's episode is when we get into the buyers and sellers. But not this week. I just kind of wanted to get into just basic grades. Especially because now we're at the All-Star break, so we can do this. We can do the buyers sellers more towards the end of July. But yeah, Boston's just kind of a D plus, but they're kind of trending upwards compared to the next team we're going to talk about, which is Baltimore. And Baltimore's just they've been so interesting because I ever since like 2023, 2024, I've always expected them to be amazing, but they the last couple years they really haven't been. And I mean, I'm looking at the numbers right now. I mean, Gunnar Henderson, he's started off slow, but he's kind of picking it up right now. Pete Alonso, he's been Pete Alonso, 21 bombs, 65 RBIs. Um, he is the leader in WAR on the team. Taylor Ward really hasn't done a whole lot. Only 6 home runs. Samuel Basayo, he's been great as a rookie catcher. I shouldn't say rookie. I mean, he pretty much is a rookie. If he, I mean, he's been, yeah, he's a rookie. But 16 bombs. In my opinion, he should be an all-star. Where Adley Rutschman, I don't know how Adley made an all-star team this year because, in my opinion, he has not been great. I think that's Basayo's job all the way, and he is pretty slow as a catcher, but he's got a great arm and he's got a great bat. Uh, Kobe Mayo has done fine. He can hit the ball far. Jackson Holiday in his second year. Um, should I say his second year? Well, third year because he played in 24 for 60 games, but he's still. Last year was a great year for him because he got to play a whole lot, but 17 bombs wasn't a lot, and I really have expected him to do more, and he hasn't. So I feel like as we're getting into next year, this is going to be a conversation we come back to, and it's is he going to pan out? Because I don't, I don't know if he will. I think there's optimism, but with Baltimore kind of where they are, I mean, they can play him the rest of the year and let him just hit. But when we get to the pitching side, I mean, in my opinion, I think Baltimore should be sellers. They should try and get what they can for some guys. Um, like I would try and trade Adley, try and trade Tanner, um, Tanner Ward. Um, but they got Shane Boss, who's still here. He's not been great. Um, Kyle Bradish has been all right. Um, but overall, I mean, Colton Cowser's kind of been disappointing this year. And yes, so I mean, Trevor Rogers, he hasn't. I mean, he's been fine. Brandon Young's kind of been a bright spot for them. Um, and then when you get into the back end of the pin, I mean, they really don't have a guy. Um, it's been Andrew Kittredge who's been closing games out, and he hasn't really looked great. I could see them maybe trading him. Um, Ryan Helsley, who's on the IL, he was their closer. He got 8 saves. Um, Gunnar Cano, he's always been deceptive. I mean, Blaze Alexander's come up. He's done okay. He got hurt yesterday. Um, and then, all in all, I mean, I think that they could try and get some value out of Taylor Ward. I think they should try to trade Adley and just see what they can get for him. Because I think people would be willing to pay for him. You could replenish the the system. You could get better pitching. You could get a different center fielder. I mean, Luis Suarez, I don't really think he's it, but you could trade him. You could look at maybe trading Tyler O'Neill too. But all in all, I mean, Baltimore, they are a D team to me, but I think that they could also be a team that gets hot as well. Toronto is the final team on here, and they are getting a D flat as well because, simply put, they went to the World Series last year, and they basically run back the same team, minus Bo Bichette, and they have completely fallen. Their hitting hasn't been great. I mean, there's a lot that has gone wrong with this team. They're sitting in last place. Toronto, they've had some bright spots. Okamoto's been great, 22 home runs. Ernie Clement has been fine. I don't really believe he should have been the starting second baseman, but there's that. And then otherwise, I mean, Okamoto is the only guy that has over double home runs, which with a team with George Springer, Dalton Varsho, and Vlad Jr., I wouldn't be really. I'm surprised that he is where he is. Like Vlad Jr.'s kind of been one of the bigger disappointments this year. He's still hitting 262. His OBP's over 340. Like he's been great, but he's not. He hasn't good enough. And Varsho hasn't been that great either. Clement's been fine. And then we get to the pitching side, and Dylan Cease, he's been great. Kevin Gosman's been all right. Wouldn't say amazing, but 4-8. He's made 20 starts, around the most innings on the team. Patrick Corbin, he's pitched 76 innings. He's been okay. Trey Savage has been okay. Louis Verland in the back of the pen has been fantastic for them. And then we get to the opposite side and we talk about Jeff Hoffman, who has not been good at all. He's had his moments where he's blown games. I mean, his WAR is right around average. He's minus 0.1, so he's a little bit below average. But all in all, I mean, this Toronto team coming off a World Series, they have completely been disappointing, and I mean, their hitting's been basically the reason of it. They kind of went to a new philosophy, and it really hasn't panned out. I don't remember if that was the end of if it was the middle of last year, if it was this year, but they've kind of turned a new leaf, and I don't think it's worked. So for that, they do get a D. So that'll cover the AL East, and then afterwards we'll go to the Central, and we'll talk about the biggest surprise I feel like of the year, and that is the White Sox. And the White Sox, as a Royals fan, I enjoy the last couple of years where we could beat up on them. 2024, they were historically bad. But now they've turned over a new leaf. They have guys that can rank. They have Murakami right now, who's been phenomenal. I'm dipping into their numbers as well. Miguel Vargas has really taken a step forward for them, and he's been the most valuable player on the team. And I think he was a well-deserved All-Star this year. Colson Montgomery has also been good. He leads the team in home runs with 23. But Vargas, I wasn't expecting this out of him when they got him. But he has really turned a new leaf, and I'm happy about that. Chase Mydroth he's been all right. Sam Antonacci's been all right too. Tristan Peters has helped out too. He just hit for the cycle not too long ago. And then we just got back Kyle Teal, who I've been high on ever since he was in the draft when he was Um, in college, I wanted the Royals to go get him, but they took Blake Mitchell. And we'll get into that later when we talk about draft. Well, no, I want to wait until next week to do the draft. To do the draft. Because that was just very recent. But Benintendi, he's been a little bit below average. I could see them trying to move off that contract. Richik's been he's been all right. But really, I mean, other than that, you get to the pitching side, and um, Sean Burke he's been fine. He's only I mean, he started 15 games. He's gone 6-4. Davis Martin, he's currently 9-4. Anthony Kay has been kind of a bright spot since he came back, and there's a lot of guys here. I mean, Grant Taylor, I was high on a lot last year. Um, but really, I mean, this team has been so surprising, and then like, it's just amazing to see. Is It's Brian Hudson and Sean Newcomb who have been great, and then Grant Taylor has a 279. Overall, I mean, this team's they've been fine. I do think they probably need to look for another closer. I don't think Sir Anthony Dominguez is that great. Um, but I mean, there's a lot of pieces here, and then well, I think they'll probably be buying because they've got a chance to cash in, and I really think they're going to. So they do get an A plus. And then we get into Cleveland, and Cleveland's just they've been such a mystery this year. Like their hitting's been down, their pitching hasn't really been that great, but they've managed to be Cleveland. Like they're kind of like Tampa, where you just like you're not even surprised when they're doing good because they make something out of nothing. And Jose Ramirez, he has not had a great year for what it's worth. Um, he's not even leading the team in home runs. Um, he's behind Angel Martinez and Chase DeWater, who's been a bright spot in his rookie year. Brian Rocchio has been amazing. Stephen Kwan's been he's been down a lot this year. He's only hitting 225, but still carrying a 3.32 OBP. But Bazana, former number one pick, he's been okay. Schneeman's been all right. Angel Martinez has been great in 66 games. But really, I mean, their bright spot's been on the mound. Parker Messick, who's gone 8-5. Gavin Williams has probably been the best starter. Parker Messick is probably um, one of the favorites for Cy Young as well, or not Cy Young, but Rookie of the Year. Um, and then in the bullpen, you got Cade Smith, who's Cade Smith. Like he's always been good, and it's not really going to change. Joey Kittle has also been good, but really, I mean, this team is just they're they're Cleveland. They do so much with nothing that it's crazy to think about. So they do get a B plus, and then I mean, the final two teams at the bottom we'll kind of get into after, but Minnesota was the team that I really thought would be where the Royals are right now, the 38-59, the disappointing team, but they have not. They've been one of the more impressive. They've been the word I'm looking for is gritty. They've been really they grind and they're pretty good. Byron Buxton, 25 home runs. I wouldn't be shocked if they move him at the deadline. Um, but that could also be an off-season move as well. Josh Bell, I kind of thought he was going to be a throwaway signing, but he's hit 13 bombs. He's been fine. Um, Cody Clemens has been great again. Luke Keeshaw's been fine. Brooks Lee, 14 home runs, been pretty good. Royce Lewis, 10 home runs. Um, but then you get to the pitching side, and Taj Bradley, they traded him for Griffin Jacks last year's deadline, and he's gone 9-3. He's been really good this year. He leads the team in wins, and he's second on the team in WAR on the pitching side to Joe Ryan, who is Joe Ryan. I mean, 20 starts, 6-5 record, 2.85 ERA. By far leads the team in ERA. Really, the thing that they're going to need to do is find a closer, and they need to get into the bullpen and look for help. Injuries. Gomez, he's been great when he's pitched. He leads the team in saves with 10, and does lead the team in ERA with 1.71. Andrew Morris, he's been called up and he's done well. He's got 13 goals. Anthony Bonda, who came from the Dodgers, he's been great as well. But I do think they need to go grab a few arms, in my opinion, if they're really going to be looking to buy. I could see them very well sell or stand pat. I mean, this team's kind of a mystery, but they've done well, and I mean, I think that they could be a team that could sneak into a wild card spot. Like, there's opportunities for them to get in. So for that reason, they do get a B minus. I've been impressed with them this year a lot. And then we get into in my opinion, the two most disappointing teams of the year, the Tigers and the Royals. Start with the Tigers. Their bright spot this year has been two players, Dylan Dingler and Kevin McGonigal. McGonigal is a rookie, and he is the other favorite, along with Parker Messick for American League Rookie of the Year. There's another option that I want to talk about. We'll talk about him after we get done with the Tigers, but Dylan Dingler, he leads the team in home runs, 19 home runs, 60 RBIs. The starter, in my opinion, he's really had a great year. His defense has been fine. Like, he's been amazing this year, and I really think that he should have been the starter over Langeliers, but he's really been that bright spot for them this year. Just kind of looking into the other numbers. I mean, Spencer Torkelson's he's hit the ball over the wall 16 times. He's hit 16 bombs, but he's only hitting 208. He's below league average when it comes to WAR. A lot of guys have been kind of underneath replacement level this year on the hitting side. But then you get into the pitching side. I mean, Framber, he's kind of had a down year, 4.10 ERA. Kira Montero, same thing. Does have a save. Kenley Jansen is the closer. He's kind of been downhill a little bit. Looking at these arms, I mean, Kyle Finnegan, he's been great. Just looking at the ERA leaders, I mean, Kira Montero currently leads the team with a 3.33, but I mean, it's not accounting for bullpen arms because you have Finnegan. Casey Mize has been good when he's pitched. Skubal has been Tarek Skubal, but all in all, I mean, this team has been, besides the team I'm about to mention next, they're probably one of the most disappointing teams in baseball, and I think they do probably need to sell some pieces. I don't see a Skubal trade happening, but I do think they need to sell. So they do get a D. And then we'll go ahead and get into my team, who, if I could give a lower grade than an F, I would. and that is my Kansas City Royals, who limp into the All-Star break with a putrid 38-59. This team has been kind of plagued by injuries the whole year, um, but Bobby Witt's missed games. Salvi has regressed deeply. Um, his OBP, his OPS is one of the worst in baseball. Jack Caglione and Carter Jensen have been the bright spots on the team besides Bobby Witt. Um, Caglione leads the team in home runs and is about to perform in the home run derby tonight. Um, but Vinny Pasquantino, when he's played, he's been down. He's also been hurt. Isabel's been hurt. Jonathan India went down. Um, but yeah, Salvador Perez, he's been kind of bad. Unless he has another resurgent second half, I could see him very well hanging it up after he passes George Brett. Um, because I think Carter Jensen is ready. He's been, I think he's been ready, and this year I think he's probably in the top three when it comes to the Rookie of the Year race. His arm, his catching talent, outside of a few mishaps, his arm is great. His pop time is great. Caglione, I do think that the home run derby's helped him a lot right now. Lane Thomas has been okay. Michael Massey has kind of overperformed a little bit when he's played. Tyler Tolbert, he had a nice little 13 at bats, where it was 12 where he didn't get out, where he got hitting all 12 at bats, so he's kind of boosted his average there. But I mean, I didn't even talk about Michael Garcia, and he's been down. He's still been down, and now I'm kind of going to go away from that because we need to get into the pitching, which has been arguably even worse. And Matt Strom, I mean, when I was still recording, before the MLB season started, I did one final video where I did biggest like Royals awards, like biggest disappointment, MVP, and such. Matt Strom was my biggest disappointment, and I have been proven right. He in 31 innings has allowed 7. He has a 7 ERA. He's allowed 9 home runs. I mean, most of them have been lately, but he has not looked good at all. And truthfully, I wanted the Royals to trade him, but he doesn't have any value, so you can't even get off the contract. So after that, I mean, you get into the other pitchers. Michael Wacha's been really the only bright spot this year. Outside of Daniel Lynch. Daniel Lynch has been good. Lucas Urseg has been not great. John Schreiber's been fine. I do think they'll move him. Beck Way's been okay. Randy Dobnak, who just came up, has been fine. I really think this team has kind of been messed up ever since they lost Carlos Estevez after Game 2 this year. That's definitely ruined them a lot. But other than that, I mean, this team has just been so disappointing. And really, the only names that you could really think of trading, Wacha, Lugo. Other than that, I mean, Daniel Lynch, Schreiber. Like, that's really it. Like, there's not a lot of names that you could just say, I can trade. But you really can't. So, they're an F. And then we get into, in my opinion, I think this is how I did it, like the most mediocre division. everyone's a C plus or lower, and I'll just kind of go quickly through the rest of these. Um, Texas, I mean, they've been average. Them and Seattle have kind of been in this dogfight for first place, and Seattle's kind of fallen off towards the break, and that's why they kind of get docked a little bit. But the Rangers, they've been getting them all pulled up. They've really just been average. Um, they don't really have a superstar right now. It's um, currently leading the team in WAR is Ezekiel Duran at 2.3, and then it's Corey Seager with it's Wyatt Langford 2.2 after that. Brandon Nemo's been okay. Really, it's been Josh Young. He leads the team in hits. OBP and average. Jake Burke leads the team with home runs and RBIs. The pitching side, Boldy leads the team in wins. Jacob Latz has been a great addition to the closer spot. He's currently an all-star. He has 1.61 ERA. DeGrom currently leads the team in ERA. Now that he's healthy, he's been phenomenal. Mackenzie Gore struggled. Kumar Rockers kind of struggled as well. Jack Leiter has been great. Other than that, Jacob Junis has been well as well too. But they've just been so average that I really don't know what to grade them outside of just a C plus. And the reason why they had that plus is because they are in first place. And then we'll go ahead and get into Seattle, who I have as a C minus because I feel like this team could be so much better. Josh Naylor, he has not been great. Cole Young's been a bright spot at second base. 11 home runs. He has a 3.0 wins above replacement level performance this year. Julio Rodriguez he's been fine. JP Crawford's been okay. Rosarena's been kind of the bright spot on the team. 3.1 WAR, as I think, is what's leading them right now. 3.1 wins above replacement is Rosarena, and he's leading the team. Brendan Donovan, after 25 games, he's been very disappointing, but he hasn't played. When he was playing, he was serviceable, but Colt Emerson, he's hitting 201, so he could be a little bit better. And then Luke Raley's been okay. Dominic Canzone is who leads the team in home runs, which is probably the most shocking thing I've seen today. And then on the pitching side, Logan Gilbert leads the team in wins with 7. He's tied with George Kirby and Brian Blue. Emerson Hancock has been fine. He leads the team in ERA. Gilbert leads the team in strikeouts. And, Andres Munoz, I don't really need to talk about. He's just kind of been who he is. But overall, this division is so wide open outside of the Angels that any team could still win. I get into the A's now. And now we get into the A's. That's where I am now. And they're young. They have a young core with Langeliers, Kurtz, and Tyler Soderstrom. Zach Geloff has been great. Britt Merker's been down, and I'm pretty sure he's out for the year as well. Jacob Wilson, he's a big contact guy. He's not going to be hitting the ball over the wall very often. Jeff McNeil, not been great. Lawrence Butler has not been great. And then you get to the pitching side. a lot of these names, I mean, Aaron Savale, Jeffrey Springs, a lot of those guys, I mean, you really probably haven't heard of. Like, I shouldn't say you haven't heard of, but they aren't really in their prime anymore. Like, they're not at that stage where they're performing at their best, and um, they don't really have a prime bullpen arm as well. I mean, Hogan Harris is their closer right now. He leads the team in saves. Justin Sterner's been their setup man. Gage Jump, I would like to see more of in the second half. He's been phenomenal. I like his funky delivery. He's got a lot of deception, but they do get a D plus. And then the Angels, I'll just keep this one short and sweet. I wouldn't say they've been as disappointing as the Royals, who also got an F, or the Mets, who we'll talk about later, but they have not been great. And what told me that this season was going to be great for the Angels is when they brought in Kurt Suzuki, who I like as a manager. I think he's been fine, but you brought him in on a 1 year deal, which means he's probably going to be gone anyway after this year. So that should tell you all you need to know about them. So I'm just keeping it short and sweet. It's an F. And that will do it for the American League. And then we get into the National League, and we'll start with Atlanta. They've been probably outside of the White Sox, they've been the biggest surprise this year. They've been phenomenal all year. They've kind of been trending down a little bit, but let's see. Yeah, Matt Olson, he's been great. 25 home runs. Leads the team in hits as well and RBIs. They've been battling. I mean, Austin Riley's had a down year all year. Mauricio Dubon, he's been fine. I don't think he's going to be the solution, but he's been serviceable. Michael Harris has been great. Drake Baldwin's been great. Ozzy Albies, he's been all right as well. Mike Yastrzemski, he's been fine as well. But other than that, I mean, it's in the pitching side as well. Chris Sale has been Chris Sale all year long. 2.20 ERA, leads the team in wins with 9. Marcelo Iglesias, he's been great. And then Dylan Lee also has 19 holds out of the pen. I mean, their rotation has been great. Dylan Lee and then Iglesias in the back of the pen both have ERAs under 2.3. They've been amazing. I think they'll be buying at the deadline, but they are, besides Chicago, the easiest A plus on the list. Philadelphia, they've been trending upward a lot, and I mean, the start of the season, they fired Rob Thompson. They allowed Don Mattingly to take over, and I think that as much as I liked Rob Thompson, I think that Mattingly being the manager is a lot better for them now. And then they're, I think they could still come back and win the East. And they also, I think they're not far away as well. They need to keep going. And then the next biggest surprise has got to be the Marlins. But the Marlins, they get an A as well. They're an A flat, but they've still been phenomenal this year. They have one of the most valuable players in the league in Otto Lopez, hitting 334. Alberto Hernandez has 13 home runs. Liam Hicks leads the team in RBIs. He's hitting 290 this year. Xavier Edwards has also been great. This team's not really a home run hitting team. Owen Casey, he got traded to Miami from Chicago in exchange for, I think it was Edwin Cabrera. But yeah, he got Alberto Hernandez, Owen Casey, Kyle Stowers, he kind of started a little bit down, but he's gotten a lot better. And then Liam Hicks, he's been great. He's kind of been breaking out this year. On the pitching side, uh, it's really been Max Meyer. Other than that, I mean, they've kind of been very surprising. And now you just gotta see what happens with them. I could see them buying. I could see them staying pat. I could see them selling. I could see a lot of things. But for now, they are getting an A. So now we get into Washington, and they are getting a C plus. Um, they performed a lot. They've kind of been under my expectations. I did think they'd do a little bit better this year, but still sitting around 500 in a division that's not locked up yet. I think they could make a run as well. They got James Wood. They have talent. Um, they still just kind of need to put it all together. Um, and outside James Wood, I mean, just looking at their numbers as well. Uh, you got just on the hitting side, it's been really James Wood who leads in almost everything. C.J. Abrams and Luis Garcia also have 20 home runs. Curtis Mead, he's been a phenomenal acquisition for them. But all in all, I mean, I think they're a couple pieces away. Um, Pitching side, Foster Griffin has been one of the more surprising pitchers this year. He's gone 10-2. He's an all-star this year as well. Cade Cavalli, he's been fine as well. He leads the team in strikeouts. But other than that, I mean, they probably do need a back of the bullpen arm, but they've been fine. They've not been as bad as the Mets, who we now talk about as an F. And this one was probably the most surprising F on the list. Um, they they spent money on Bo Bichette, still have Juan Soto, still have Francisco Lindor, and I wrote my screen. Let me put that back. Okay, screen's back up. Yeah, now we get into the Mets side, and I mean, to take you through the numbers, Juan Soto, he's been great. 2.8 wins above replacement. Bo Bichette, he's just now above average. Carson Bench has been great. Um, AJ Ewing's been pretty good too, I feel like. Um, Marcus Simeon's been very disappointing. And then they really didn't do a whole lot on the pitching side. They spent on Freddie Peralta, who has not been great. Still have Sean Manaea, who has not been great either. Still have Clay Holmes, who was good, has not pitched. And then Christian Scott, he's been all right. Kodai Senga, he was very disappointing. They moved him to the pen. Luke Weaver, when he has pitched, he's been phenomenal. Brooks Raley has been good when he has pitched. Devin Williams, he's been kind of bad, but I mean, this team, they spent a lot of money and they still could not make the most of it. So they are by far the biggest F on the list, and then that's going to do it for the NL East. And then we get into the NL Central, and it's Milwaukee, they're in the Tampa Bay and Cleveland um, area of where you're not even surprised anymore. And I think they're clear cut the biggest A plus here. They've been one of the best teams in baseball. Jacob Mizorowski's been phenomenal. But other than that, I mean, on the pitching side, outside of that, it's been a lot of Mizorowski, and it's been Kyle Harrison as well, who's gone 8-2. Um, Aaron Ashby, he's won 12 games as a reliever. Um, but really, I mean, Brandon Woodruff, when he pitched, he was okay. Um, then Trevor McGill, he's been fine in the back of the pen too. But the hitting side, I mean, Bryce Terang, he's been amazing. Um, William Contreras, he's kind of gotten a little bit down. Jake Bowers, he's been great. Jackson Churrio's not been as great as I thought, but he's still been pretty great. But other than that, I mean, they managed to just win, and I'm not even surprised anymore. So they get an A+. The Cubs, they're trending in an upward direction. Um, they start out as pretty disappointing, but they've kind of gotten back into their winning ways. Nico Horner um, hasn't been phenomenal. Really, it's been a lot of PCA. Outside of Dansby Swanson leading the team in RBIs, PCA leads in everything. Um, he is probably one of the favorites for NL MVP. He's got 5.8 wins above replacement, which I think is the highest we've seen so far. And then Bregman, he's been kind of disappointing. And then on the pitching side, it's amazing how well this team has been able to stay afloat because they've been without basically their entire rotation. Ben Brown has been kind of the one that's surprised me the most with his 1.85 ERA. Shota Imanaga, he's got a 4.17. He's currently the only pitcher qualified in ERA. He's like the lowest. He has the lowest ERA among pitchers qualified, which is 4.17. Colin Ray leads the team in wins. And if that happens, you should be a little bit worried. But for the Cubs, I mean, they need to go grab pitching reinforcements. And after that, I mean, they've been good. So they get a B. And then you get into the next two, and I mean, this is kind of where you might be thinking, like, what happened to the grades, and like, why is like I'm not going. I mean, Pittsburgh, they've overperformed a lot more than I thought they would. Outside of Paul Skeens, who, I mean, other than his name, he has not been. He's not been amazing. He's been good. He hasn't. But Brandon Lau, he's been um, the leader on the offensive side. Ryan O'Hearn's come in. He's done great as well. Then Brian Reynolds as well. O'Neill Cruz. I mean, I don't really know what to say about him. It's just he's been okay. Um, Other than that, I mean, Esmerlin Valdez. Um, he's been good as well. But then you get back to the pitching side, and then Braxton Ashcraft is who actually leads the team in most of the statistics this year. Paul Skeens, he's been 8-8. Braxton Ashcraft is 9-3. Skeens leads in strikeouts. Gregory Soto leads the team in saves. But this team, they've been surprising. I feel like they need a little bit more pitching, which is ironic because the last couple of years it's been they don't have enough hitting. So they get a B. They get a B+. The Cardinals have been great as well. I went a little bit out of order, but they've been great. I kind of figured they would be one of the last place teams this year. I figured they would kind of be where the Reds are. Jordan Walker, he's had his breakout. J.J. Weatherholt has had his breakout as well. And then the pitching side, Andre Palante, he's been doing well. Dustin May leads the team in strikeouts. Riley O'Brien has been a lockdown closer in the back of the pen. And they've they've been pretty well. So they get a B plus as well. And then Cincinnati is the team at the bottom, and I really don't have a lot of words to say about them. Brady Singer's been disappointing. There hasn't been a lot of bright spots with them. South Stewart's been amazing. Spencer Stever's been all right as well. Ellie De La Cruz he's been okay. I wouldn't say he's been good. I wouldn't say he's been bad. JJ Bleday, um, he's the second. He's second on the team in home runs. Um, DFA'd by the A's. I feel like they could be using him right now. Um, but then Eugenio Suarez. I mean, he has not been great for them at all. Only 11 home runs. Chase Burns has been basically the saving grace for this rotation. 11 wins, 2.54 ERA. Currently leading the team in strikeouts as well. They don't really have a back of the bullpen arm. Emilio Pagan leads the team with 7 saves, and Tony Santillan leads the team with 11 holds as well. But yeah, they have not been good. I'm not going to give them an F because they haven't been Mets or Royals disappointing, but they have not been great. And then we dip into the last division, and that is currently the NL West. And for the first team, the Dodgers will just kind of be brief. They're the best team. They're the most stacked team in baseball. That goes kind of without saying. Have so much talent to spend. They're the only team that's kind of willing to outspend everybody. They have guys. I mean, not everyone's been playing up to par. They've been relying on a lot of breakouts from like Andy Pajes or Justin. Trying to think about to say his last name. Robleski. Yamamoto's been all right, but it's really been J-Dub who's been great, and Tanner Scott. Just looking at his numbers real quick, he's been a lot better compared to last year. Shohei Ohtani on the mound's been phenomenal as well. But when you go back to the hitting side, like Kyle Tucker's been disappointing. Shohei Ohtani's been Ohtani. He'd probably be doing a little bit more. Freeman's been okay, but really it's been Andy Pajes who's been breaking out for this team, as well as Dalton Rushing, the catcher. So they get an A. I'm not giving them an A plus because they're the Dodgers. They should be the best team in baseball anyway. Arizona is up next. They sit second somehow. Ketel Marte, he's kind of had a down year just a little bit. Only 17 home runs. Nolan Arenado's been all right. Geraldo Perdomo's been all right. Corbin Carroll has been all right as well. Other than that, I mean, get to the pitching side as well. Erod has been phenomenal for this team. 8 wins, ERA under 2.3. Zach Gallen's been pretty disappointing this year. In the back of the bullpen, it's been Paul Sewald, who has not been great when it comes to ERA, but he's been able to lock down games. Taylor Clark has been a bright spot for this team when he made his return, and I mean, they're staying afloat. Obviously, I think the division's out of reach, but they could still play for a wild card. I think that it's kind of wide open there. So now we get into the Padres, who today sit right at 500. Um, they're not getting downgraded more because they have still managed to stay afloat despite Fernando Tatis not having a great year. Um, Jackson Merrill kind of been average. Manny Machado, he's gotten he's been kind of the bright spot on offense. Gavin Sheets has been great. Um, Nick Castellanos was an embarrassment. Miguel Andujar was fine. Ty France was okay. Freddie Fermin behind the plate was average. On the pitching side, Mason Miller has been the bright spot for this team. Adrian Borjan's been kind of the bright spot. Other than that, Michael King has been great. I do think they should try and move him. Um, but other than Mason Miller and Michael King, they really haven't had much of a bright spot. Jason Adam. Other than that, but other than that, they are a D plus. And then we get into kind of the Mets range where they are just kind of disappointing. They spent a lot. Buster Posey wanted to spend a lot of money, and it has not turned out well for them. Um, Luis Arias, I mean, he's still Luis Arias in 330. Devers, he's been all right. His wins above replacement's a little bit down. Willie Adames, he's been all right. Casey Schmidt's been really good. Other than that, I mean, this team's been a disappointment. Pitching wise, Logan Webb's kind of had a down year. Robbie Ray has been pitcher kind of carrying it all. 8 wins, ERA under 3.4. Landon Rope, or is it Raup? Um, leads the team in strikeouts, and then they really don't have anything on the back of them. So they are an F, and then we'll go ahead and get into the Rockies, and based on their record, you would think that their grade should be D or an F, but I'm going to give them a C. Hunter Goodman's been great. TJ Rumfield, I'm pretty sure leads the team in WAR. Yes, he leads the team with 2.4 WAR, right ahead of Hunter Goodman. Um, Hunter Goodman leads in home runs with 27, and then Jake McCarthy leads the team in average. Pitching wise, I mean, no one's really qualified in ERA. Antonio Senzatella is who leads the team in wins. I mean, there's not a lot to talk about here, but I mean, they have bright spots on offense, and I really think they could look at trading guys like Moniak or guys like that. So, other than that, I mean, that basically completes all the grades. And really, when we get into next week, it'll probably be a lot of, might be the NBA offseason because there's been a lot going on there. Maybe we kind of get into the draft as well on the basketball side. Maybe the MLB draft too. Like, we'll see. This is kind of the first episode back. If you are on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe. Love the feedback, even if it's criticism. Spotify, same thing. The grades will be posted on TikTok, so go ahead and check that out. I'll add the rundown as well. So other than that, I mean, now I'm just going to go watch the home run derby. We could also do reactions to that as well. So other than that, I hope you guys have a great evening. Thanks for listening, and have a great night.